Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read. We're going to talk about Saturday, the 4th of February, 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me, but as always, do keep in mind this is general for your day for all 12 signs. So just take what resonates. But as you can see, I did pre-pull 3 cards from the When My Soul Whispered deck. And then we're going to pull from, I think, the Light Seers deck. I finally found it. But we have, as you can see, intuition, expectation, and love. And so I do feel as if it's a day where you need to step into one, if not multiple situations with reasonable expectations. There's a focus on you being able to manifest more than other people or one would expect. But I do feel as if all the meanwhile, you need to keep things healthy perspective wise. I don't know why that's coming through, but I do feel as if the day, for a lot drawn to the reading, involves multiple very intuitive moments. You picking up on something or reading somebody accurately, and even predicting for some, and it just feels quite gratifying and eye-opening all the meanwhile. I do feel as if it's a day where you're feeling bold and serious, and for a lot being drawn to the reading, getting the job done or just accomplishing what you need to in a very efficient manner. But I do feel as if you are feeling a bit judged or just a bit annoyed by one, if not multiple other people's behaviors. I feel as if there are moments of observing throughout the day where you just not satisfied, right? But I also feel like something feels as if it could be easier if something was to be adjusted, whether that's in your control or not. It's going to differ from case to case. But I do feel as if it is a day where through it all, there is a sense, at least for most of the day, there's a sense of love being in the air. I do feel like the love is flowing towards you through attention, praise, compliments. They're saying smiles. And I feel like there's laughter throughout the day, whether it's just yours or it could be when you're bonding with people, working with others. It could be even through online content. I feel like it's a day where you need to keep oneself grounded through it all. All right, there's a focus on your finances all the meanwhile. I do feel as if for some it could be a busy Saturday. We have the King of Wands. So this feeling very much tied into this expectation card, bear with me. But I feel like it's a day where your intuition will just tie in nicely with your passion. All right, being put to use, both of which being put to use to help you with what's at hand and or prepare you for what lies ahead. I do feel as if you are speaking with confidence, with conviction, and just getting it done once again. All right, people are seeing you as somebody who will get the job done or just is going places, somebody who has been through a lot. They're saying through it all. I do feel as if there's a focus on you needing to heal, but it might not be the day for it. Honestly, it might just be a day that you have to heal from. Coming out, flying onto the ground, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so I feel like there's a focus on the love for what you create, develop, people feeling the love exuding from you, right? And if that's not feeling accurate for you, then it may not be your reading. But I do feel like and I feel like that was key wording. So you may find oneself watching readings throughout this day, or one in particular. But I do feel as if you're feeling as if one, if not multiple people, not to be trusted. And I feel like this is playing into your intuition. And I do feel as if it's also a day where you're coming off very, they're saying peculiar, interesting, different, and a bit mysterious all the meanwhile. I just heard, I don't get it. I don't get it. But also, in more than one way, it's a day that reminds you to trust in the mystery or just accept what you're not meant to fully or at all understand. But it feels like you may just try to understand it or other people will try to all the meanwhile. It feels like you're going to see synchronicities left and right, and it could feel a bit distracting all the meanwhile. But I do feel as if it's a day where you may not have a moment to catch your breath, or you might just find that something feels different than you expected. I really do feel as if you're looking at certain objects at certain points in a very purposeful manner. It's spirit. But I do feel as if a lot of you, a leap of faith or a new beginning is feeling quite, they're saying loving, right? It's feeling magical or just on point. There's a reminder where you're meant to be and why that is, even if it's not meant to be in the long run, right? And I do sense that there's just a vibe about this day where you're releasing an old version of, or an old approach to something, right? An old version of oneself for some, but it feels like you're being very honest in a very likable, lovable manner. There's a sense that you can just say it how it is, and still be, they're saying attractive, so you could still be likable all the meanwhile, and it doesn't ruin the view of oneself in the eyes of others. And I feel like people are seeing something you produce, develop, accomplish, or observing you while you do something, and it just feels like, boom, on point, right? There's a sense of you, people not being able to deny, even if they try to, can't deny that you can do something well, or just that you're good at what you do, or just you, even if this is past efforts being viewed, right, or just acknowledged. But it could be throughout this day. And it, again, people can't deny that you're good at what you do. Let's keep pulling. There's also a sense of something growing and developing throughout this day. I feel like there's also a focus on artwork or design, you blossoming through something. But I feel as if even if other people in a situation, or you have been recently feeling quite serious when doing something or in a specific location, try to lighten up, or try to bring a lightness to whatever it is that you have at hand, or how you're feeling in that situation, because there's a sense of things getting quite heavy in energy, whether it's in your control or not. And so just do what you can to bring a lightness to whatever it is, okay, or wherever you are, or both. I feel like there are some very happy moments throughout this day. Even if you're not showing it, you might look different than you're feeling in certain moments, and that could be playing into the mystery, the confusion. But I feel like through it all, you're being pushed to enjoy oneself on your way to accomplishing your goals, your dreams. But there's also a feeling that, okay, financially, goal-wise, things are falling into place. The stars are aligning for you, and you're being viewed as a very magical individual. But I feel like you also need to utilize your expectations to your advantage, okay? And I feel like you're connecting with people throughout this day, and that leaves you feeling more in control, and Spirit saying this will give you an advantage moving forward. But I also feel like through connecting with people, through saving your money or just working towards that, or certain moments of control or lack thereof, which will remind you of a past situation, if not multiple. And it's a day where you're just going to smoothly find oneself racing through the day, or just for some slowly making your way through the day. And then it's, you ask oneself, well, where did the time go, right? But Spirit's saying, were you enjoying yourself? Is that why the time was going by fast? Were you just busy? However it works for you, it feels like you'll want the time to kind of move on quickly. But I feel like moments of downtime, or just keeping to oneself, quiet time, that'll feel very rewarding. But the Five of Cups, because I do feel like there is one, if not multiple situations, or it could be more in regards to one, if not multiple people, you are expecting the worst. But there's going to be, I feel like, more than one moment throughout this day where it's like you can't help but notice the imperfections in a situation, or how somebody's getting something done, or multiple people. You almost want to be more in control than you are, right? But I do feel as if this ties into what you don't have yet. Interesting, however that comes to be for you. But I also feel like there's thoughts of your future, right? There's thoughts of what you don't have, and what's meant to come to be, and what's not meant to last. But I do feel like through it all, you need to keep, again, your expectations in check. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest all the meanwhile. But I do feel like you are feeling quite passionate once again. And Spirit's saying, look at you marching to the beat of your own individual drum, and it paying off all the meanwhile. I know what you said, or I know how you do something, but this is how I do it. I feel a very individualistic, conquering sort of vibe about this day. About your energy, the Emperor. Your intuition will play into what you're creating, developing, accomplishing, and where you wish to move towards next or what you wish to accomplish next. There's a sense of you thinking strategically, very methodically about what's about to happen or what you wish to accomplish next, and what's at hand throughout the specific day. I do feel as if your good looks are coming into play. People looking at you and just thinking, even if they're not into you in a very in that manner, people can't help but acknowledge that you are good at what you do, right? In more than one way for some, but you're just very attractive through it all, and it doesn't. That helps. I feel the nature of whatever it is for you at hand. And it may just help you bond with people in the meanwhile, but I also feel like the attraction to others might come into play, even if you don't mean for that to take a highlight. But all the meanwhile, I do feel as if it's a day of abundance. All right, it's a day where your intuition leads to abundance. You're helping nature, the ease of you bonding with people, that innate ability leading you to abundance. It's a day where you potentially could be making money or at least having the ability to save more money if you so choose. But I do also feel like your mind is taking a highlight, and your ability to begin again and do it quite damn well, horrible wording, that's also coming to be a highlight. But I feel like you may feel a bit trapped in a situation, whether it's due to a lack of money, due to a contract, not having another option yet. Could be just for some being in a work situation and not being able to leave at that point. But I do feel as if you are in the driver's seat and you have the ability to make the best out of whatever it is for you, even if you don't think so 24/7 or at all. But I do feel as if it's a day, again, full of abundance, where there are moments where you have to have patience, but with oneself, with other people, with what's at hand, with what isn't over or what you haven't acquired yet. But there's so many beautiful moments throughout this day of happiness, succeeding, accomplishing, that you need to feel grateful. But I do feel as if you will impress people left and right throughout this day. All right. And again, it's a day where you're being viewed as very successful and good looking through it all. All right. So if this was truly helpful, sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.